The David Suzuki Foundation is making claims about fossil fuel subsidies that simply are not true. We debunked similar claims almost a year ago in our report, Keep Canada in the Black, wherein we showed that over a dozen so-called green groups, anti-oil activists, were claiming oil company export loans as subsidies. Loans are something you pay back, and you pay a price for. They were claiming development expenses that any business in Canada has and can write off as subsidies. In other words, they were misleading the public then, and they're doing the same thing now. They claim Canadians subsidize oil and gas for $3.3 billion a year. Oh, really? In Alberta alone, for the first 15 years of the 21st century, Alberta collected an average of $1.189 billion a year in land lease payments, not including oil sands and not including royalties or taxes. In 2010 and 2011, the Alberta government collected almost $5 billion in bonus payments, but in 2016, bonus payments are a pittance of the long-term average. The government will be fortunate to collect a total of $100 million. Likewise, the cascade of jobs, value-added products, and industries from oil and gas are very large. Far from being a subsidized industry, oil and gas revenues, taxes, land leases, and royalties have driven the Canadian economy for the past 20 years. Thanks to the unending destruction of Canadian oil producers' reputations worldwide by anti-oil activists, most of whom seem to be part of a wider trade war against us. Now, we're all in the poorhouse, and hundreds of thousands are unemployed. So, let me ask you, how do you feel as a taxpayer, subsidizing all these environmental charities for millions of dollars every year, while they put more and more Canadians out of work with their false and misleading statements? Suzuki Fund is asking people to demand a stop to oil and gas infrastructure, pipelines to port, and to put up nothing but wind and solar farms. But the International Energy Agency says that in 2014, the shares of primary energy supply by energy source were oil, 31.3%, coal, 28.8%, natural gas, 21%, biofuels and waste, 10.3%, nuclear, 4.8%, hydro, 2.4%, and other, including all renewable energy sources, 1.4%. What's the message? Fossil fuels now account for 81% of the world's energy supply, and renewables just over 1%. That situation will not change soon, not easily, and it won't be cheap. And besides, as we showed in our False Choice Cafe video, all wind and solar devices are made from oil, natural gas, and coal. Yes, tax-funded charities, like the David Suzuki Foundation, are rolling in dough that did not contribute to our country's tax pool for infrastructure. So now our Prime Minister is begging institutional investors to bail us out and become our overlords. Look at the millions raised by these groups, some from offshore, and look at the collection of lobbyists they have in Ottawa. No wonder no one can hear the cries of unemployed oil and gas workers. Tax-subsidized charities are putting tax-paying workers and tax-paying industries out of work. There's something wrong with that picture. There are laws against raising money using deceptive means, laws against acting as proxies to destroy competitive businesses. There are charitable policies and guidelines that require Canadian charities to present balanced information, and that's not happening. We've shown you that the David Suzuki Foundation and others are misleading you on the facts about Canadian oil and gas, and they're misleading you on climate change too. A recent study from France shows that the sun is the main driver of climate change, not you, not CO2. And WikiLeaks recently revealed that the green investor billionaire who killed Keystone XL pipeline also destroyed the reputation of climate scientist Roger Pielke Jr., because he credibly questioned the climate catastrophe. Without the fear of a climate catastrophe, wind and solar would only ever be suited to remote locations where affordable, reliable coal or natural gas were not in supply. If you're tired of subsidizing charities that are killing your jobs and our economy with their false and misleading claims, write your MP, your MLA, the Prime Minister, write the Charities Directorate or the Competition Bureau. Tell them you're tired of this trade war, cloaked in green, and all the money-hungry climateers. For Friends of Science, I'm Michelle Sterling.